Okay, here we go. When you're ready, David.
1,
2.
Sorry, then me.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Should we start again?
We'll start again.
Okay,
surely.
start again, David.
Okay, let's take 2. 1,
2.
3.
4.
5.
6,
7.
8.
9.
10.
Great, we got there. So what's that
that's all
going to
we've
do?
got time for.
When I link it up, it's going to be great. All right. You guys have all played so many times before. I don't need to go over the rules. Now that everyone's in here. But let's go. Let's have fun. Thanks, everyone. Go off in the chat. I don't mind. And I'll tell you off if people do.
Go off in the
Go
chat.
up, chat.
Here we go.
Yes, chat. Yes.
Let's start it.
Yes, hunty chat.
Hello, and welcome to Don't You Know Who I Am, the podcast that asks who knows whom, who knows what, because who knows why. My name is Josh Earl, and this week on the internet, I discovered I share my name with a fashion graduate from the American River College whose graduating fashion show was called When Punk Comes Back. And not to shit on his art, but look, it's all on YouTube. I watched it, and I'm just going to say that maybe Spotlight had a sale on Union Jack fabric that weekend, and safety pins, because that's all it is. It's all it is. Hey,
That's cool.
what I'm doing this week is we've opened it up. We've opened up the Zoom to the general public, and I have 100 of the finest of the people in here watching. So, what we're going to do, we're going to meet our guests right now. Our first guest shares his name with a Newcastle bog roller at Tank Solutions. Can you please welcome back to the podcast? It's Luke McGregor, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it.
How you doing, Luke?
It meant a lot. Did you ask me how I'm doing?
I did ask you how you're doing.
If that was a question, I'm about a 6.5 out of 10. I'm mostly good, but I'm looking forward to lockdown not being lockdown.
Not being on. So no more lockdown. Look.
That was pretty pig, Luke. Pretty old hawk.
All right. Also joining us is a comedian who shares her name with the licensing coordinator of the Collegiate Bead Company in Michigan. Can you please welcome back to the pod? It's Naomi Higgins.
Woo!
Thank you. Did you say bead?
Yeah, Collegiate Bead Company. Making beads for colleges. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's what I was going to do.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, you can just catfish this woman and then take her business.
Okay.
Okay. Our next guest shares his name with the managing director of Taylor Wimpey Building Company in Manchester. Can you please, well, not only back to the podcast, but also back to the country. It's Rhys Nicholson, everyone.
Yay.
Hi, Rhys.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How have you been?
Oh, look, it's fine. I got back. I was away for 7 months, and I got back the day on the last day of the last quarantine. And I went, this will be fine. And I had a week. And now we're back in. And look, we're definitely going to be getting out on Thursday, aren't we?
Yeah.
And finally is a man who shares his name with the detective sergeant for the Victoria Police. Can you please welcome? It's David Quirk, everyone.
Hi, hello. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, David Quirk, detective sergeant in Melbourne.
Oh,
Let the
amazing
record
stuff.
show that Naomi didn't clap for Dave.
Yeah.
That's okay, Naomi. I mean, we've
just
all
in
got our
case.
reasons.
In case, anything happens in the future, any sort of news comes out about you, I just don't want to go down
I
with
regret
shit.
clapping now. I never should
What?
have
But
clapped.
there's
yeah.
no risk. There's no risk that news is coming out about me or Luke.
No.
It's not
No.
on
You're
women's
untouchable.
intuition.
Yeah, gut feeling. Thanks,
Wow.
Naomi.
That means I'm going to try and get cancelled now. Some would say that's what I've been doing, but I'm going to try.
Let's do it together.
It's
Yeah.
having had it happen to me, it's really not that bad.
Did you get cancelled,
Can I-
Naomi?
Yeah,
Can
I
I
don't want to
clap
talk about
for you?
it.
You want to talk about it?
I'm surprised you have a show about social media presence and you didn't catch that.
Good
Anyway,
research, Josh.
What did you? Oh, is
Yeah,
this? Is this for like why you like this? Did you say something on that people didn't like?
yes.
All right, we'll move on then. If you
Was
don't want to talk about it.
was it my character? Was it my walk-on role that got you cancelled?
Yeah, they were like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, call this a cameo. I
Unprofessional.
thought cameo people have to be famous.
So you two have worked together on that show, and David and Luke, you're both in Rosehaven together.
Very similar relationships.
Yeah.
How come no
Yeah.
one's asking me to be in their shows? Come on, I can act. I can do
If
a
I had
spit
a
take.
show,
It's because of that
If I had a
single
show, I'd
curl.
ask.
Josh,
this
that bugs
one.
me. Yeah.
There you
now,
go.
now it hires you. Yeah.
Damn it. Hey,
And for my show, you have to be gay.
I also had I bring this up every time I see Naomi now. I had the single worst moment of my life on the set of that show, and I think about it on a daily basis.
What happened?
what happened?
All it was, I had one line in the show, and I said it in a time that like the camera wasn't even on me, and they weren't even shooting the scene that I was in. I was put in the place that I was meant to say the line,
For
and I
eye
just
line,
thought,
and like a minute in the script, a minute before he actually says the line, and they call action.
and it had been there was like an insinuation, I thought, that like we were doing that bit like the way that I had read this. Anyway, this is boring, but anyway, so my scene, I was an MC and I had to very loudly say something, and to a stunned full set of people, I just shouted my scene shouted my line as though I was shooting another scene. And I think about it like, because the AD, the lady just went, no. And it's the most embarrassed I've ever, and I reckon, people always say like, and I reckon I think about that once a week. I genuinely think about it once a week.
It was
I
good
get
for
right in my
morale.
chest.
Yeah.
We had an extra who kept taking
Well, it
phone
wasn't an
calls.
extra, Luke. Can we just nip that in the
Taking phone calls on set.
Yeah,
With-
but I'm just saying you're not as bad as that guy who just in a scene of about 40 people just kept taking phone calls and going sorry and then taking a phone call until he got kicked off.
wow.
Look,
Yeah.
I
That's
totally
hilarious.
get it. Honestly, these unprofessional nobodies.
It's just like, only because you come and like, you want to be like a good guest on your friend's show and you think already this person is probably a professional person. And then no, within 10 minutes of being there, prove myself to not be a professional person. No, I hear that every day.
Must be
Bow,
nice.
bow.
Must be nice. Anyway, our first game tonight is called Social Media. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read out status updates by the four of you. If you think you know who wrote these, they're all from Twitter. Buzz in. Your names are your buzzers. You get a point if you get it right, to point at the person who actually wrote the tweet if you're incorrect. So you can't lose any points. Our first one is this one. If you're symptomatic, get tested. If you're hydromatic, you're grease lightning.
Luke,
Naomi.
Yes, Luke.
Rhys.
Yes, you are correct. That was Rhys Nicholson, a point there for Luke McGregor. Yes.
That is the dumbest tweet I've ever done in my whole life. This is yesterday, and it's still going.
Yeah, it's like
I like it.
I had like
Good
what,
point.
4,000 retweets or something on it, or likes or something like that. It was
Yeah,
good.
something like that. It's just, those ones you just say, and then the ones you really think about.
Yeah.
Get nothing.
Yeah. I know
That's
that.
just more, isn't it, Rhys?
Yeah.
What have we learned from this? Yeah, I don't know.
Don't think about anything.
Next question. Dinner was shit, but I enjoyed it.
Naomi.
Yes, Naomi.
David. Quirk.
Yes, that was David. Yes, that was a point there for Naomi. Yes.
I don't remember saying that, but it sounds like something I do.
Yeah, it
You were
was.
you were at my house, Dave, when you said I'm going to live tweet this.
No, you were in.
Wow.
I think you were actually filming Rosehaven. You're in a pub, and I said they were all from Twitter. This one was actually from
Oh,
Instagram.
Oh, yes.
But apparently, the
yes.
company was good. You said.
No, I recall. It was in a national park outside of Hobart. Yeah.
Yeah. There you
They
go.
were trying to sell that pub. That was why. Yeah.
As in,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
Are you
right,
working
question-
for the real estate agency now? Or is that-
I don't do anything with any shows to do with real estate agents.
Someone should. That sounds good.
Sounds like a
I
good
should do
concept.
I'll
And like
get
a
on
really
it.
nice platonic male-female relationship that there's kind of not really sexual to. Anyways, I think that'd be a
How,
One
good
does,
day.
how would that work?
I'm going to pitch that to a commercial network and see what they do with it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Is it true it was originally a haunted house? Is that what it was?
It was originally a haunted house, and originally Seals and I were married. But we only had one idea.
And they believed in the ghost, but they're like, "There's no way you two are married. We
Yeah,
can't believe in that."
Exactly. And it was like after we went to one haunted house, we're just like, now what do we?
Yeah.
Like, are they all gonna be haunted? Like after one inspection. So we gave up. Got rid of the ghost.
But keep the house.
We kept the houses.
Yeah.
It was one night we said we either keep the ghosts or the houses, and we went the houses.
Smart. There's more of those.
Yeah.
Question 3. I am devastated to report that drinking enough water has considerably improved my skin. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Rhys.
Luke.
Yes, Rhys.
Naomi.
You are correct. That was Naomi. A point there for Rhys.
Really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you're
I'm
going,
furious
that means
about it
this
too.
next one's probably me, right? Because you've gone separate every time.
Yeah, but do I play the game like that, Luke? Sometimes people try and get in my head to play the game, and I wouldn't recommend it. Never try and enter my head.
Okay.
The other day,
Counting
Josh-
cards.
The other day, Josh said something nice about my skin on social media, and I automatically thought he was trying to insult me and went from 0 to 100. And I think I even called you Joshua.
Well, look, am I going to say that this is the reason I brought this question into this game? Maybe it is, but I didn't.
What was Josh's compliment?
He put up a photo of himself, and I said, "Your skin's looking great, Rhys." That's what I wrote.
I read it.
Even
as,
hearing
"Your
him
skin's
say it
looking
loud
great, Rhys."
sounds. I don't like it.
Well,
Knowing you, Josh, I can't see how that could ever be a compliment to anyone.
that
Like, I'm
was,
sorry, but it just can't be.
I don't know what's happened. I went from having a reputation of being a really nice guy to now being one of the biggest assholes in comedy. And I don't know what I did apart from.
When were you a nice guy?
Oh no! Before you joined comedy, Naomi, I was really nice.
He was
the
guy.
cake guy.
Yeah, cakes, libraries. I was super nice.
He was
was
the
a
other
front.
gay Josh.
But then
Then he got married.
Rhys took it to the he private messaged me saying, "Hey, sorry if you were being sincere," and I was like, "I was 100% being sincere." But it does look good, Rhys, and does yours. Everyone on the page, you all look good. See,
Thank
nice
you.
guy. See,
Thanks, man.
Doesn't sound real.
all right. Question 4. I'm about to prove that the closer you live to a shop, the less dressed up you get to go there.
Rhys.
Yes, Rhys.
Luke.
Yes, you are correct. That was Luke. Yes, I did it,
See,
Luke.
that was
That's how I
consistent.
played it. Yeah. So I was trying to bluff.
Mix it up, man.
But this was from a long time ago when people didn't really wear track pants outside. Now, with lockdowns, no one gives a shit. Yeah, I almost wore an hoodie tonight, but I thought, no, I better actually not wear that. Ghostbusters, are they pajamas or is that a
I've
top?
been jerking
No,
off this whole
that's my
episode.
going out top.
What's that, Rhys? You've been
I've been
tubing
jerking
it.
off this whole episode.
Oh,
full
Jeffrey
Tubin. Full Tubin.
That's
What
great.
happened to all the
Thanks, Greg.
Jeffreys in the last few years? Tell you what.
Epstein,
Good to be a
Tubin,
Jeffrey.
Tambor.
Rush.
Tambor. Yeah, Rush. God. Don't
It's
call
not
your
good.
don't call your kid Jeff.
Does anyone have a?
I was
does anyone
going
have
to.
Does anyone have a friend called Karen who's been affected by the Karen memes?
No,
No.
my good friend Ghislaine is having a hard time though. At the moment.
Ghislaine.
To be honest,
Yeah, she
it
lives.
is
She lives a
it's
few
the
blocks
same-
away.
It is Ghislaine Maxwell, though. You shouldn't be friends with Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell.
No, her name is Ghislaine Maxwell. It's
Yeah,
a
I-
coincidence, but yeah. She's
He's
cool.
just-
She's a nice lady.
He's just friends with her for the holiday home. They've got a really great
Yeah.
holiday home.
Yeah, she's
It's a
really
whole
lovely.
island.
Yeah.
She's very charismatic. She really you just want to do anything she says. Yes.
I bet not.
Anyway.
Her.
Next question.
There, go.
If I was Usain Bolt for a day, I'd go around touching people on their shoulder and saying, "Tag, you're it forever," and then run off.
Rhys.
David.
Yes, Rhys.
Oh,
I think Luke.
Yeah, you are correct. That was Luke again. Yeah.
Because
Back to
no
back,
one else,
Luke.
no one else on this podcast
Wow.
would ever want to touch anyone.
Oh. Well, and you
big
think
toucher.
Luke is the most likely of all of you to touch people?
Well,
Love
like
touching.
for like a
Famously.
fun reason. Like I don't want to touch
Famously.
any. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you got me there. Wow, comedians not touchy people, are they?
Nah, not at all. Unless they're too touchy.
Yeah, until they are. Yeah. That's good.
Well, you never see
When
comedians
it
do
gets
a
past
joke like
midnight at a bar.
Yeah.
like you never see joke. You know, comedians like singers where they walk into the crowd and start touching people, and you never bring someone up on stage to tell them a joke unless you're like that guy from Ireland. What's his?
Jason Byrne.
Jason Byrne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Have you ever seen a YouTube comedian try and do crowd work? Pretty.
I've heard he's destroyed a heckler before.
More glassing than I would put in a fight
Yeah.
set, personally.
Well, just shards generally. Just a lot of shards.
All right, question 6. Trying to balance making the vaccine seem attractive and easy with wanting to complain about my side effects for attention and pity. Devastating stuff.
Rhys.
David.
Yes, Rhys.
Sorry. Naomi?
Yeah, you are correct. Another point there for Rhys.
She wants attention.
Yeah.
Now, is this your first or second one, Naomi?
That was my second, and I got it the other day.
Fully
And,
vaxxed.
I'm actually never gonna die now.
Yeah.
But the side effects did suck a little bit. It kind of just reminded me of like a tiny version of the flu because I've had that before. So I actually don't think I would like having COVID.
Yeah, I've heard it's not great.
So I'm glad that I got this instead.
I'm fully vaxxed. That's why this lockdown does seem more annoying than the other
Josh.
lockdowns. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
Luke
you.
and David,
Don't
you're
clap
both
him.
famously anti-vaxxers, right? The two of you, you're both.
No, buddy,
very-
I'm fully vaxxed. Even though I am an anti-vax, I still got it. I just kept it secret. I just kept it secret from the forum.
That's funny.
And see,
Yes,
David,
I'm vaxxed
very,
too.
very
For the
quiet.
record, I'm vaccinated. I have a few outlying idiotic friends that are. So I'm always like, oh, I don't want them to. Like, I get into arguments with them, and it's frustrating. Yeah.
Have you ever won one of them over?
Ghislaine, I won over.
Elaine?
No. No, but there's no. It's hard to do.
Tell
I
them
won over-
that I got vaccinated, and they'll.
Yeah, okay. I'll go the people's champ. He got vaccinated.
Yeah, the Rock.
Or
No,
just,
Luke.
or just
Okay.
give it to them. Just like,
It doesn't take long. It's in and out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's a solid.
My friend, this is just an aside. We don't want to descend into this chat, I don't think. But my friend was telling me, because I got Pfizer, because I'm old now, and he said, yeah, you know what? He got it as well, but he said it literally changes your DNA. I thought, oh, they didn't tell me that when I got it. Okay, it's changed forever now. My DNA.
It's not an X-Men serum. It's.
Well, no, but there you go. There's a little fact for you.
But
I'm vaccinated.
I have heard of that misinformation as well.
Well, the one they're saying now is that for men it causes impotence, and as someone who's
Well, I
double
mean,
vaxxed, I can say no, it doesn't.
Oh,
Thank
Are you
you.
sure though?
Thank you.
Fox.
Thank you.
Wow, Josh fucks. Good
Oh,
on
can you-
man.
Doesn't mean I fuck.
Can you prove it,
Oh,
please?
Josh wanks.
Josh gets a
Josh
bonus.
is wanking in his house.
I'll tube in after I let everyone else out for you, David.
Mm.
Like,
Okay,
I
thanks,
did-
man.
I did win over a member of my extended family and got them to book a vaccination when they were scared of it. I just want to say that. I just want to brag.
great.
How did you?
I'm
How
actually
did you do it?
Through like being caring and understanding. And no, that's not what anyone wants to hear, but
Yeah.
I'm actually
You've
just
got
trying to tell people I don't like
the
not
charm.
to get it. Like, I can.
Like you've actually stopped a few people on the way to the clinic.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa. Do you know that it changes your DNA?
Some
Right.
people I probably needed it changed.
Next question. It
was
would
a
be
holiday.
it would be so awkward going to get your portrait painted, only to have a raging hard on the whole time.
David.
Naomi.
Yes, David.
Oh my god, I thought my mic wasn't working for a minute there. I think Luke.
No, it was Rhys. Point there for
Why am I
Rhys.
wrong all the time? Okay.
When did I say that? In what
It-
context?
There was a
denies it.
portrait. There was a portrait of a guy, but his hands were covering himself. Like it was like some, like
Wow, you've gone
Victorian.
in deep. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I do my research, but it was a Victorian kind of portrait, and he was just standing there, very regal, but his hands were in front of his groin, and yeah.
And I think those Victorian era pants weren't great for boners either. Like I reckon the kind of cut of them would have made it look like you had a boner all the
That's
time.
what I reckon people don't talk about enough in the kind of that time. That it would have been clothing would have been very uncomfortable. You like wet hessian and stuff all the time. You would have been just cranky all the time.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah,
wouldn't have had.
all the people who were getting their portrait taken, they were all wearing wet hessian.
Yes,
Yeah, all the royals, all those people. It was always with the wet hessian, I think.
it looks better in oil. Like to do that, it's better. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Josh,
wonder-
for finally pointing out that items of the past would not be as good as the ones that we have today.
Hey, I'm nothing if not educational. This is BTN. All right, next
I'm surprised
question.
we're not doing this on Skype.
Microsoft Teams.
What a shitty app, by the way. What a shitty app.
What are you using Microsoft
All right,
Teams
nerds.
for, Rhys?
I was in a writer's room.
Oh, of
before.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was so shit.
Okay, next question. In the same way cowboys would call their boots boots, I feel that all bikes must surely be called gravel bikes.
Luke.
Yes, Luke.
Is it Dave?
Yes, it is Dave. Yes, point there for Luke.
That's actually quite specific to just bike riders. That tweet or whatever the fuck it was, Facebook post.
Well, I don't know. I
was
don't know.
having an issue with there's these new things called gravel bikes, and all bikes,
gravel
I think,
bikes.
can go
Okay.
on gravel.
Is that
It's
one
like a
still
whole
getting
thing now.
Is that one
Are
still
you
getting
saying-
traction today? Is that
That tweet,
Yeah, it's going crazy.
people love that one.
Are you saying that some
Worldwide.
of your comedy might be a little bit specific, David Quirk?
That I hate myself. Just
No, don't. You're lovely. Don't be like that.
no, I don't hate myself. I just I forget that people actually read that shit, and then later bring it up on podcasts.
All right, next question. I wish all public transport was free, but if anyone didn't contribute to the sing-along, they were kicked off.
Rhys,
Yes, Rhys.
Luke.
Yes, you are correct. Another point there for Rhys.
I don't remember tweeting that. Huh?
That was one of your first ones, Luke. I went all the way back to 2010 or 2011 when you started.
When he
On
had
Twitter?
public transport before he was on that sweet ABC coin.
This
Big
millionaire
money.
over here.
Yeah.
At one point, though, you had one follower and you said, this is for my one follower, but that had been retweeted like 5 or 6 times. So, even though you only had one follower, you're getting out there. People were seeing and stuff.
Fans.
Yeah.
I remember the beginning.
All
Does,
right.
everyone, does everyone know who their first follower is?
No, I don't.
I don't. Someone is.
Everyone's, yeah.
And I wonder if they're still following us.
Do you think you're someone's first follower?
I don't think so. Oh, no,
Okay.
that's not true. Oh, like a friend, maybe,
Yeah.
who got on Twitter.
And you went, I'll help you out. Yeah.
I was Celia's first follow on Instagram,
Oh,
I think
Nice.
that's
Cute.
adorable.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know her at the time, but that's fine. That's good.
No, stalker.
I first met my partner of now 10 years on Twitter, but I had back in the early days of Twitter when you didn't have many followers and you were just kind of asking questions to the universe that were like, and I was like 20 or something. And I was like, if I was to do a podcast, who would want to do a podcast with, like, who gives a fuck? And he replied, oh, I would. I'm going to AFTR's radio school. 0 reply. So
Love.
So I really started from a real high level of like, fuck you, buddy. I'm not going to reply to you. Radio school. Now he runs our finances.
Yeah.
Speaking of high level, our final question for this round. I'm sick of my partner shitting in my house.
Luke.
David.
Yes, Luke.
Is it Naomi?
Yes, it is Naomi. A point there for Luke, yes.
And is that a euphemism?
No, it's every day with this guy. It's so annoying.
That's healthy. That's good.
Yeah. 6
Take it
times, not
outside.
good.
You live together. It'd be worse if he came around, did it, and then left. Like,
Well, it'd be better if he left, did it, and then came back.
you don't want him going to a public restroom.
As long as there's a toilet in the house, I reckon it's okay.
Yeah.
I tweeted that when we only had one toilet. Now we have 2 toilets, and I don't have to know.
Oh,
Ooh,
what a-
someone's
what a
on
time of
Netflix
your
money.
life.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can I
The power board is falling apart. We're pretty worried about that. But anyway,
Can I take a consensus from, have any men, I've stopped standing up to pee. I just sit down to pee, and I don't know if it's a lockdown thing, but I
Well-
just don't stand up anymore.
So
At all.
that's amazing.
I still stand up, but I'm super careful.
That's good.
As
Yeah,
opposed to,
unlike me, I
my
stand
carefree,
up
the carefree
I'm
attitude
really
of my past.
careless. I start dancing when I piss, so it's really awkward.
Dave's been known to do a 180 when he's pissing.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I also stand up to shit as well. It's exhilarating.
Well, I've said this on the pod before, but it is a cultural thing. Not all cultures stand up to piss. Man,
I think it's a better idea to sit, right?
Germans sit.
Avoid spillage.
Mm.
men can't be trusted to stand up and piss. Honestly.
But
Yeah,
also,
but-
But that's kind of it. That is genuinely
think
the
you're right.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
also other cultures fill their the bowl up all the way. So if you do sit, you could be in for some trouble.
Oh, my
Aren't you
cup's
worried
on
though,
its over.
Rhys? Aren't you worried by not utilising the standing up to do it at this age, sort of one day you'll be forced to do it anyway. It's like sort of shaving your head when you're going to go bald anyway. Like one day you won't be able to stand up and piss. So shouldn't you be exercising the right to stand?
This is what I don't understand about men and straight men generally, is why do you want things to be harder? There's some
Don't call
weird
me
straight man fetishizing of like things needing to be harder. Sit down to do anything.
Why don't you lay
Fucking
down?
morons.
But Rhys, you're still in your 30s. Every time you go to get up in your 40s, you make a noise. So
by the same logic, just stay in bed all day.
It's called depression, David. Ever tried it?
Okay.
And isn't sitting down to piss harder because you've got to go to a sitting position and stand back up? It's actually more exercise for your quads, so it's actually better to do.
No,
but you don't have to concentrate.
Standing up's lazy.
Rhys,
I also think
Rhys, watch Wally.
I wish Luke wasn't a straight man to back me up there, but he happens to be. But I'm a big fan of what he just said there.
Sorry, Naomi, what were you going to say?
No. I'm agreing with Rhys.
You're saying.
I said I think if
fuck
men.
You, Luke.
Okay. If men sat down to pee, then they could scroll on their phone when they peed, and then when they go to take a shit, they wouldn't think it's the best thing ever and stay on the toilet for 45 minutes for no reason.
Okay, well, this feels very.
This is personal.
Feels very personal to.
Oh, so now Rhys. Okay, all right.
Well, no. See, now we're in different territory where, like, if I could remove shitting from the human experience, that's the greatest thing in the world.
Same.
Oh, look, I agree with.
I'm in and out. I'm in and out in that situation. I'm never more unhappy than
that.
when I'm shitting.
So if you were able to stop shitting, but you weren't allowed to eat, would you take that? Would you take that wish?
No, see, this is, now we're getting into all territory that I've thought about a lot. I think in the future, someone's going to invent an implant that turns our waste into a cube of some sort of carbon that you can use to power your house. And then you take out the cube and you put it into the house.
Why does it have to be a cube?
I don't know.
Because Rhys is a wombat.
Rhys is not buying it until they can turn it into a cube.
Yes.
Like,
Rhys, we did it. We did it. From that one tweet you sent, we worked it out. Like, shut up. Is it a cube? No, it's kind of a hexagon.
Sharp, you're not interested.
At the end of that round, the scores are David Quirk, 0 points. Yes. Naomi Higgins, 1 point. Luke McGregor, 3 points. But in the lead on 6 points, it's Rhys Nicholson.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah, even I'm not
David,
clap him.
You can win some points here because this round it's called Never Meet Your Heroes. And now, famous people, we can all agree, are a bit weird. And in this round, we talk about those encounters we've had with famous people. And today, we're talking about an encounter that David had in LA, Los Angeles, when he met the singer, Sia. But how did Sia remove herself from this meeting with David? Was it A, she got up from the table and said, "See ya, wouldn't want to be ya"? B, someone said something in conversation and she said, "Can I use that?" The person said, "Yeah, sure." Sia then stood up and started singing into her phone as she walked away, got in her car, drove away, and did not pay for any of her drinks? Or was it C, she looked at David and said, "Excuse me, I've got to take a shit"? Now, one of these is true. You can ask David as many questions as you want. Bear in mind, he wants you to get it incorrect, so he gets your point. The floor is open for questions. You don't have to answer it all together. Go for it.
Be nice.
Was it a social outing, Dave, or was it a business meeting with Sia?
Yeah, was she trying to cast you as an autistic person?
No, and no. It was very casual.
Okay.
How did you end up at a dinner with Sia?
It wasn't dinner, actually. No, it was just a little few drinks in the afternoon in LA. Through the person I was seeing at the time, they were friends.
This is the second week in a row that Sia has been brought up on the podcast as well.
How many drinks had Sia had before she left?
I'd say only two, I reckon.
So you think she was like relatively sober?
Well, yeah, I would think so, but they were probably strong drinks. But you know how people act. I wouldn't expect anything from someone famous. I didn't know what to expect.
And was she counting the drinks? Like, was it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 drink? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Yes, she was counting the drinks. Yes.
I think he's lying.
He definitely had drinks with Sia. That part is true, Naomi.
Okay, wait. So Sia wouldn't want to be ya. Did she say
Sia
that to
wouldn't want to be ya.
you or the whole table?
And then left. To me and my girlfriend at the time.
And
So
was
it's
it
just
just
the
the three of you?
Yes.
And what was the last option, Josh?
She said, "Excuse me, I've got to take a shit." Now, if I knew we were going to talk
And then
about,
never came back.
I think are we allowed to guess now?
if you think you know what it is, yeah.
Well, wait.
think
I have one more question.
You've
yeah,
hardly
sorry.
touched me, guys.
Did she? Luke is. You don't care about this, Luke. Just admit it. Now, did she say I got to take a shit and then she left the building, or did she go to the toilet?
She left.
She shit in her car.
I never saw her again. That's all I'll say.
So you don't know where she went, whether
She
she
might not
left.
even taken a shit. I don't know. I just never saw her again. She walked. We were outside having drinks on the street, and she walked inside. I think there's a different exit. In LA, you can get it to the car parks and stuff out the back. I don't know if she did that. We stayed there. We only went to the bar after that and paid for the drinks.
Is it a personal question to ask what happened directly before she left? Like, how was the conversation going? Had it been pleasant, or did something happen
Pleasant.
that led?
Pleasant. Yeah.
Okay, so there
She was
wasn't
amongst
just like
friends.
you
I
were.
just met her for the first time, the only time, and those two were getting along. We were all having lunch. I actually remember making her laugh. I remember that because why would I forget such a thing? And I hated being in the sun. I was stood out in the fierce LA sun. I didn't like that.
And
What?
you can tell she's laughing because you can only see her mouth, and so it's nice to have a reading of like how she's. Was she in any of the? Was she in full casual, Sia? Because I know that like in regular life she's not in all the.
She was pretty
the garb.
casual but cool. I think it was a jumpsuit type thing she was wearing from memory.
Very Adelaide. Very Adelaide.
Something that's very easy to do.
See a furlough.
Very easy to do a poo in.
A jumpsuit, you got to take the whole thing off. That's
a good-
you don't want that.
Don't quote me on the jumpsuit. I just remember it was.
Did the jumpsuit have like?
It was
button
loose.
hatch
I
in the
remember it was a
back?
loose outfit. What's that?
What? This has no bearing on which of these things happened.
Well said.
What was the line that she sung into her phone? Do you remember? And have you heard it on
Well,
song?
no. See, I don't remember the exact thing. Because it's happened so fast. Like my friend said something, and she literally just went, "That is great. Can I take that?" And she didn't really answer. She thought she was joking. It was all happened so quick. When she just got up and left. It was bizarre, actually.
I reckon it's
She
that
said
one.
a funny line. It was like a funny quip.
Yeah.
Like it was the kind of thing I wouldn't think you'd even put in a song, a pop
I
song.
think it's the poo one. No?
I think it's the singing one because I watched that Imagine video where you've seen the Imagine video. Do you remember Sia's line?
Gal Gadot. Is this what you're talking
I
about?
haven't seen it.
Yeah. Sia is in that video.
Oh.
And she goes so far off the rails. She does like a 20-second run, I reckon. So I'm going to say she's
haven't
exactly the type of person who would take singing so seriously that she would just sing into her phone in the middle of a
So
bar.
you're locking in B, Naomi. Luke, you said C. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with B because I know that the person used to date kind of speaks in Sia lyrics in
Okay.
her whole life. So
Yes.
I'm
She's
gonna go
always
with
talking about chandeliers.
Yeah.
The correct answer was C. She said, "Excuse me, I've got to go take a shit." So point there for Luke. 2 points for David.
We're all human.
Yes.
Wow.
I would have thought she'd have one of those carbon cube transplants. Quite well.
So
Yeah,
at the end of that,
that's a true story.
end of that round, the scores like Naomi on 1. David, you're now on 2. Luke, you're on 4. Rhys, you're still on 6. Still close. It's all good. All right. This round is called Yeah, Nah, Yeah. This round, each of you are given a fact about someone else on the panel. If you think it's true, you'll say yeah. If you think it's a lie, you'll say nah. Ask them any questions. If they get it wrong, you get their point. Okay. All right, here we go. To David. Now, after Rhys got his AstraZeneca shot, he was told to look out for side effects. That night, he was quite stoned when he realized his right arm was tingling. He was freaking out about blood clotting and realized in that moment of fight or flight, he would absolutely flight because he decided just to go to bed.
Yeah.
You're not even going to ask any questions.
No.
Please do.
Oh. It's just unfortunate because he told me this about the day that happened.
Oh.
So, but yeah, we can ask some.
Oh, we don't ask questions. Then let's get straight.
We can ask some questions. We
David,
can play the game.
No, let's not. You're right. It's a true story. Yeah, you're correct.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Let's tell
everyone.
I left out information so Rhys can tell it.
Okay,
I mean,
tell it, Rhys.
It is pretty much that, like, I was having a good time in Canada and they were just so, like, AstraZeneca was made available to me, which is a very safe vaccine, by the way. And if you can get it, you should get it. But yeah, middle of the night, watching a movie with my chin rested on my hand. And I was just, weed is legal in Canada. And I was really making that a part of my life. And I was that kind of stoned where you're just like, you're not even watching anything anymore. You're just kind of existing. And I got up to get a drink of water and my hand was really tingly. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning and I was like, well, if this is a stroke, what do I do? Like, I was more thinking like, this is going to be so embarrassing if it's not a stroke. And I call 911 and they come and they like check me out and they're like, nah, man, you're just really stoned and you were resting your hand. Like, imagine how embarrassed. And I wish this was an exaggeration. I just got into bed. And just was like, well, whatever happens, happens.
Oh.
This is me now.
Yeah.
Can't be touched.
I mean, I've always wanted to die in my sleep, so I guess if I think I'm going to, if there's a bed close by, I'll hop in that.
That was genuinely the thought.
Did you wake up 100% fine?
Yeah. It was just because I'd been resting my hand on my chin on my hand.
You can sleep off a stroke, I think.
Yes. And you can stroke off asleep.
So when you say something like, I'd rather die, you mean it.
Yes. I really did learn, and I do mean it genuinely. I learned a lot about myself that was like, wow, you really just accept that you could die at any moment. Just be like, well,
there's something nice
funny.
in that.
Yeah. It's like I have a really dumb dog, and one time we had to put her in a crate to get her sent to Perth. It's a long story. And we put her in there and she just accepted it. She just sat down in the crate and was like, this is my life now. I live in this crate. And that was me. I live in this stroke now. This is me.
Yeah.
All right. So a point there to David. Now to Rhys. Now, Luke, during the filming of Rosehaven this year, the crew accidentally annoyed a man who was living in the town they were filming in. So as a retaliation, the aggrieved man decided to play electric guitar very loudly for 3 hours while they were filming. They ended up having to pay a sound engineer extra to remove the guitar from all the scenes. Yeah or nah?
Oh, as an actor myself now, I understand this very. But people really fucking hate people filming near them for some reason. I don't understand. Like, I think what starts as a novelty, right? Like, is that what has happened in the town that you film Rosehaven in? Were they like, this is great, and then they were just like, get the fuck out of our town.
Yeah, mostly because when you block off the street, you don't have a reason for it. So, like, people are sitting there waiting to go to work, and there's no construction happening. There's no roadworks. It's just a bunch of people going, not yet. Okay, now you can go.
What was the thing that annoyed the man? What was the thing that annoyed the man?
A guy, one of our crew parked their
had an affair
van
with his wife.
where one of their crew parked their van where their school kid gets dropped off, and so the bus had to go down the street to drop their kid off.
Wow, busy day. So he's clearly just plugged in his guitar and was he playing like? Because I feel like if I was trying to annoy someone, I wouldn't be playing good guitar.
It was pretty good. Like, he was soloing, but it was just loud soloing. So it's just like Santana level playing.
Was he like the guy in Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
It was the same.
That's good.
It was the same guy.
You got Iota?
Yeah. So I was on top of a truck.
See, I think it's that thing. I reckon it's mostly yeah, but a little bit nah. So I'm going to say nah.
It was yeah. Point there for Luke McGregor.
It wasn't the guy from Mad Max.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That sucks.
Now,
it was,
the town of New Norfolk, wasn't it, Luke?
Yeah, it was just soloing, really intense soloing for like 3 hours.
Now, when it's something like that, Luke, are you so high up on like in the pecking order of the show that you're the one who's in charge of going over to try and smooth it over with him, or does some, like a producer or someone try and do something, or who's in charge?
No, we send someone. I'm scared to go over, but he didn't give a shit.
Celia?
He was
Celia?
not Celia went. Yeah, he was not a fan of the show. He didn't stop. He was just angry. He told sorry, Eureka, Rhys?
No, I cut you off. Why,
I was just going to say he told our person that we sent over to F off.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or a Mad as Hell fan. All right, so...
Oh, hang on, what's Rhys' story? I want to hear Rhys' story.
No, it's very quick, but we had on the show that I was working on in Canada, we had a guy who, like, because in Vancouver, they just film heaps of stuff there, and people just hate it. And so we were filming at a house next door to him, and it was like a big, like, country, like, wide, it was like out in the country, so we weren't disturbing him. And he just got out some corrugated iron and just hammered it for an hour and a half. Like, no nails into it, just hammered it and just stared at us. And they ended up, one of the ADs bribed him to stop.
Yeah. Well, is that what they do, though? They know they're going to get some money to stop.
Yeah.
We had a guy with a chainsaw who asked us for $500, and we said, mate, Ray BC, we just don't have it.
Yeah.
I think you were mugged. Was this relating to the show, or I think a man just with a chainsaw might have
It was
mugged
a guy
you?
with a guy with a chainsaw, and he wouldn't stop it for 5 minutes so we could film him. So he asked for $500, so we just filmed it with the chainsaw.
Yeah, can you sort of just write it into it, Luke, a little bit? Like,
nah, it's just while our characters are talking, there's a chainsaw in the background.
What that guy should do is he should record that and try and put it up onto Spotify, and then register it on APRA, and then he could get some money off the back of it being in the show. For
you get like $1.18 a year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, as we know, the Australian music industry is really powering at the moment, and it's
Very
rewarding
lucrative.
the artists.
All right, now,
do you think this is the most relatable segment we've ever had on this show to the
Yes.
audience
well, let's see. All right, now to Luke. When Naomi was babysitting her niece, she jokingly told the 3-year-old to make her own dinner. Her niece took her literally and made Naomi eggs. And by make eggs, she just broke 2 of them into a bowl, shell and all, and then asked Naomi to eat them. Naomi didn't want to break her niece's heart, so she slurped down these raw eggs because she thought food poisoning would be better than being thought of as a bad auntie. Yeah or nah?
Man, if that's true, we are very different people. Is that the first time you've tried raw eggs?
Yes.
So
And only. I didn't know you could get food poisoning from them because people drink raw eggs.
Well, yeah, Rocky has 7 or something after he's run up the stairs.
They should tell you. They should put a warning on screen. No, I didn't get
eggs.
food poisoning.
And did you find yourself after doing that you got buff, so you started doing it regularly after exercise sessions?
Yeah, I got some pretty good gains after that.
Nice.
Did a bodybuilding competition, but the scene is just toxic, so I left.
How do raw eggs taste?
Just slimy. Just when you undercook an egg, like that, but fully undercooked.
What would you do?
Just goo.
If your niece had said, you clearly liked it, so she started making you more eggs. Is there an egg cutoff where you would have said that's too many eggs?
Well,
usually around the kind of mid-50s.
I would have stopped her at that point, but the thing is, she was like, I was just saying I'm hungry, make me food, and she was literally I'm too little, and I was like, I have a video of that on my phone, and then there was just silence for ages, and then I came back, I went into the kitchen, and she's there holding this up to me, and it broke my heart that I had made a joke, and she was so stressed about me not eating that she went and cracked these eggs, and she spilt it all over the bench as well. She tried to clean it up with tea towels, and then I saw the mess and I went to clean. She's like, no, you eat, I've got this. And I was like, I've never felt so bad in my whole life.
I think it's false.
Luke, you are correct. This is a non-true story, but based on a lot of truth.
I think there's no way the kid said, I've got this.
Well, that part is true.
Oh, okay.
You eat.
No, yeah, that's true. It's just that I didn't eat it. I cooked the egg because I was like, I can't throw this out.
Yeah.
But she said I'm not allowed to use the oven. Because she was too little. So I had to cook
eggs
it.
in the oven.
Well, the stove, whatever.
Okay. And I guess Turkish people
She said, I'm not allowed to turn the knobs, was what she said. I'm paraphrasing.
This part is also a
Anyway,
lie.
she's
Reed.
stupid.
The lie is continuing.
All right,
So the
Luke.
part that he thought was a lie was actually true. So I should get some points.
No.
No.
I the eggs.
Yeah. I'll point to Luke. All right. To Naomi now. You're going to point here, though, Naomi. Now, David, to stay healthy, is a big fan of the Wim Hof breathing technique. And the other morning when he was doing this, he saw a bunch of cockatoos on his balcony. While holding his breath, he opened his door to feed them when they flew into his house and landed on his TV. David kept on doing the exercises and thought he would deal with them afterwards. When he opened his eyes, though, he noticed the birds had shat all over the back of the TV, which, at the time of me writing this, he still has not cleaned up. Yeah or nah?
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to let my dog out because he's...
Hello, everyone. Let the dogs out. Let the dogs out for this one, guys.
This is
Ooh,
just her
let the
biting
dogs
time.
out. Me. Okay, wait. So what is the breathing exercise? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's this dude. It was actually when I was down in Tasmania doing Rosehaven. I found out that my blood pressure, they said, is on the high side of normal, which I found kind of radical because I thought I was a healthy character. Turns out it's in my family a little bit. So I thought I need to do something to maybe try and lower my blood pressure. These techniques apparently can help do that, and it is doing that. It's just breathing. Developed by this maniac, extreme man, Norwegian guy named Wim Hof. He's all about cold temperature and breathing.
Okay. And what kind of cockatoos were they?
The sulfur crested, I believe they're called. Thanks for asking.
The white ones.
With the yellow mohawk.
How many of them?
On this occasion, 2.
2 flew in and sat on the TV.
Yes, I came to see they were sitting on TV. Yeah.
So you had your eyes closed and you heard them come in, but you thought, I just
didn't hear, because I've got there's breathing. The other part of it is not breathing, the retention, and so that's the part that's the closest to meditation. And I sort of pumped some ambient music, so I definitely didn't hear them come in, and I was in a deep state.
Fasting.
What's that?
Oxygen fasting.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Are you putting it together now, Rhys? Like maybe.
Yeah.
No, I was like that before I started doing this stuff. Don't worry about it, guys.
And they shat on the TV?
Yes, a little bit.
Down the back of it?
Yeah, down the back, but it's a thinner TV, obviously, so I got a bit of that, but more down the back of the TV. Yeah, all over the bench.
And you didn't clean it?
No, because this was like yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, I was obviously very busy for it. He just didn't have time.
He's been flat out.
Well, he's got high blood
Lockdown.
pressure.
I haven't been home. Haven't been
stressed.
home much. You know.
Wait, are you in Tasmania right now?
I've been traveling a lot, so.
You went to Byron Bay yesterday, didn't you? You left Sydney to go to Byron.
Sorry, no.
Are you in Tasmania right now?
No, I'm not. I'm lazy, and I just didn't clean it because I'm a pig.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think that's true.
Naomi, you are correct. This is not true, but it's based on a lot of truth.
I feel like you are too polite to leave that.
Do you know how uncool my partner, if I let a bird shit in, I'd be, that was even hard to lie about, that part. That was hard to lie about.
So
the truth is way weirder and way worse, I think.
Yeah, let's hear the truth. So the Wim Hof technique is something you're doing. You told me you can hold your breath now for 4 minutes.
Sometimes. Very rarely.
But still, that's very impressive if you only do it once.
Yeah, true. It's crazy.
But the birds are true as well.
The birds are true. They land. So yeah, like I'm looking down. There's downstairs here. I can see the balcony, and they show up most days, sometimes several times a day. And I'm obsessed with it. They're like pets, or in my mind, they're like pets. And I had this idea because I was having a particularly good session on this occasion, and I saw them. I've only fed them a great session. I've only fed them 2 or 3 times in the last a few months, really. And it always sort of ruins the session a little bit. But I'm like, they're my babies. I better feed them. So on this occasion, I was having a great session, and I thought I'll do it anyway. But I instead of feeding them properly up on the ledge, I scattered them across the ground out on the terrace, and even left the door wide open in the freezing cold. This is at like 7:30 in the morning, and brought nuts inside, hoping, this is while I'm in this breathing stuff, hoping that they would come inside and I'd have new pets. That's what I was actually thinking. It was a very quick thought process. But then I sat back down, and then I hear my partner Gemma, and this is when I was in the retention, which is the meditative, beautiful part. I hear her go, "Why the fuck's the door open? Why are there fucking nuts on the ground?" And it, needless to say, it sort of it upset my session. And instead of waiting the minute and a half of like till it ended, and then I could have rectified the whole thing and shut the door at least, I decided to get up during the retention, which I've never done. I walk
When you're
out,
not breathing.
yeah, not breathing. I thought, oh, I can do this. I've probably got another minute before I need to breathe. That's okay. I walked outside, picked up each of these peanuts, put them in front of the birds, shut the door, walked back, and I thought, and my body starts to like convulse, because you're about to die or you need to breathe, basically. And I thought, oh, I'll just breathe the minute I sit down. As soon as I sit down, I'll just take a big inhalation. But before I got to that, I was about 2 meters away from my seat, and I blacked out and collapsed into some sculptures and stubbed the hell out of my toe. It went black. And I was just crouched over a sort of sculpture, and I sort of like woke up, and then I looked, and the birds were looking at me. And yeah, it says to not do it while driving, and now I believe them.
Yeah.
See, I knew too polite to leave bird shit on a TV, too polite to wait 1 minute to make your girlfriend feel better. You'd rather die.
You see, now,
That's
Naomi,
true,
if I wrote that story up, would you have said yeah or no? I reckon you would have said no on that one.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, it should have ended at like trying to get new pets of wild animals. And yeah, it ended with me just like collapsing.
You're one of the only people on Earth who I'd believe died from holding their breath too long.
Yeah.
While trying to make friends with birds.
Yeah. Like just forgot to set a reminder to breathe again.
I love that, like, what did you say, that you either are about to die or you need to breathe, which I think is kind of the two states in life. Like those are the two definites that you can have in life.
Like we're in those states right now.
Yeah.
It's actually a crazy practice, because it makes you sort of aware of that every day, every morning, because it adrenalizes you a little bit, and it puts oxygen in your bloodstream. So you feel quite amazing. But yeah, there's this slight connection to like, oh, that's right. If you don't breathe, you die. It's kind of nice, and it's scary and sad.
See, if you'd asked a question like, who here does Wilhelm breathing or whatever you said, I'd be like, David Quirk, and I'd get a point.
That's why I didn't put it in.
Point.
All right. Now, at the end of that round, the scores: Naomi, you're on 2. David, you're on 3. Luke, you're on 6. And also on 6, it's Rhys Nicholson. It's very close.
Ooh.
All right, this is our final round.
Red heads.
Our final round is called Who. In this round, I read out 10 questions about you 4. If you hit, you know who it's about, buzz in. Your names, your buzzers again. You get a point if you get it right, a point off if you get it wrong. Only round you can lose points. Anyone's game. Here we go. Who recently had a wait staff apologize to this person because Judith Lucy came up to talk to them?
Naomi.
Yes, Naomi.
Luke.
No, that was Rhys Nicholson. A point off, Naomi.
I even knew the answer to that one, but forgot how to buzz.
Yeah. I saw you put your hand up, but
that doesn't do it anymore, does it?
No, unless that's your name.
Yeah.
The greatest moment of my life.
Yeah.
So how did Judith just came up to say hi? Yeah, tell the story.
I was at a rest. It was like I got back from overseas, and my partner and I were like, let's go to a nice restaurant. So we went to a nice restaurant, and Judith Lucy and her agent were there, and who we both know, and we were like kind of waved at them. And then Judith Lucy was, and it became clear the restaurant that we were at, all the staff there, it's a place called Gimlet, all the staff are queer, and we were pretty sure that our waiter had recognized me from Drag Race. And so he was just being very nice, which is nice. And Judith, with her mask on, came past our table on her way to the bathroom to say like, hi boy. And like, we were just like chatting for like maybe a minute. And the waiter was just loitering weirdly, standing behind her, and eventually leaned over her to pour wine into our glasses. And that kind of like broke the conversation. He was like, anyways, have a great dinner. I'll see you guys later. She went to the bathroom. And the waiter then said to us, oh, we try and tuck you guys away, but they always find you. And, and we didn't know what they, out of context, we don't know what, like, to us, it's like, this man has just been rude and now our friend. And I would say, like, Judith Lucy is still, I am so deeply starstruck by Judith Lucy. She's just like one of those ones, there's like a few people that it's like, even if you're on a show with them, you're still like, oh my God, it's just like, and so even her walking over the table was quite like weird. And then having a conversation and then because she had a mask on, he just didn't recognize her. So he just thought she was some mad woman who's like wandered in a nice restaurant past the table, like, hello, I've seen you on the RuPaul. Yeah, so it was nice. It was also fun.
Some young gay dude coming up to you and be like, sorry about these women.
Yeah, but then because she's like but there was a gay couple sitting next to her, like at the table, and I kept looking, they were so like, you know, it was dinner and a show for that. Like they get to sit next to and watch Judith Lucy in a very nice restaurant just get absolutely hammered.
Yeah. Was it
Chris-
kind of awesome to have Judith Lucy removed though? Was there
Yeah.
It happened about a week and a half ago. All I've thought about is imagine if he had been slightly more arrogant and not understood the situation to a point that he was like, excuse me, madam, can you just leave these men alone? Like,
All right, question 2. Who here has been having cold showers every morning for the last couple of years?
Naomi.
Rhys.
Yes, Naomi.
David Quirk.
Yes, it was David.
Well, that's a giveaway, isn't it, after everything we've just discussed?
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to go so deep into the with hom, but that's good.
I'm sorry. Can
That's
you
good.
edit me out?
No.
What are you fasting hot water too?
Get a sound engineer to.
I'm worried though. All show you've had your mute button on, so I'm worried that because we're filming on Zoom, it's not going to record you. So,
Well,
please.
people seem to. There's comments that are saying they've heard stuff.
yeah, they've definitely heard stuff. Otherwise,
Oh,
they're
but
like,
it's not
Someone
recording?
called Samuel has just said David.
yeah.
Yeah, we can hear stuff. Thank you, man.
Who can't hear stuff? Oh no.
But you're
no, we
worried it's
can.
not
Good.
recording? That doesn't add up.
That's
It
all right.
wouldn't be recording though.
Well, who knows? We'll move on. This will be edited out. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Who wants it known that they do not want to play in your mixed netball team?
Rhys.
Yes, Rhys.
Oh. Luke.
No, it was Naomi Higgins.
I was-
Point off, Rhys.
I would play in a second.
Yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah, I'm always there for you, buddy.
What's your
No, I'm
position?
not.
I think I'd probably pick the center right.
Just centre.
Center?
Or wing
Center
attack?
right.
Wing attack. Wing attack.
I'm GA. GA or
Love
no
netball.
play.
My nails are too long.
Oh, they
you
check the
burst the
nails at the
ball.
start.
Yeah.
I've been playing basketball this year, like on a Monday nights against a bunch of other 40-year-old men. And I have to wear I don't have to wear my Fitbit, but I like to wear it, but I can't wear it on my wrist. So I have to wear it on my ankle. And it makes me feel like I'm like on day release. Like I can't escape. It's a good
Yeah,
feeling.
everyone's looking at you like, damn, Josh Earl's a badass.
Yeah.
But you're like a white collar criminal.
Yeah. Tax evasion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Insider
they should
trading
add.
or something.
They should add a golden stitch to every sport.
Yeah.
That one in
Yeah.
Harry Potter, just to add that ability to win a game just by catching something.
Yeah, don't say
Hard to
snitch
catch.
in front of Josh. He's gone to jail now.
That's true.
Yeah. Snitches get stitches. All right. Who here worked as a pizza delivery person on their 18th birthday?
Rhys.
David,
Naomi.
Yes, Reese.
that's
Well,
bullshit.
I'm going to base that on the only person who didn't say their name just then is Luke McGregor.
You are correct. Yes. I'm sorry, David, but you can buzz in after Reese. I can't.
You've just found a flaw in Josh's game.
There must be a lag or something. That's weird. All right. There's a lag.
On your 18th
I was
birthday,
going to say Luke anyway.
you didn't ask for the night off for your birthday, Luke?
No, needed the money. But I did get a 6-pack from one of the customers.
How did they know it was your birthday?
I told him. I was
Let
trying to
me
get more.
just check the fridge.
I was trying to get more tips, So he gave me a 6-pack. It wasn't a full 6-pack. He'd taken one out of it, but it was I got 5 beers. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Enjoy your pizza. So I was eating pizza with someone on my birthday. That was
I guess 18th is a big like because I
It's pretty
find
much
it
that.
really strange. People worrying about not working on their birthdays in their 20s and 30s
Oh.
is so bonkers to me.
Yeah.
Like the 18th, I understand, but to be like on your 35th birthday and be like, I think I'm going to take my birthday off from work
Because I had my
Fuck are you?
party lined up, but it wasn't on the same night as my shift. So
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
well, that's fine.
a little bit extra cash
yeah,
for the
fine
That's normal.
for the big night
for the cruises.
for the cruises.
Question 5. Who here is looking into hypnosis therapies to help them with their fears?
Naomi.
Luke,
Yes, Naomi.
Reese.
No, it's David Quirk.
Damn it!
Fuck.
Of
Did
course, I was
I?
going to say David Quirk, and then I saw Reese was looking all weird.
Oh, no, he's going to get you
Real
private
quick.
messages now. Are you joking?
The hypnosis boy. Did I say that publicly, Josh?
You told me when I said, do you have any stories? You said, yeah, I'm doing
Ah, yeah.
hypnosis.
but he also said, don't tell everyone that.
That was just cool info for you.
Yeah, it's just like
I wanted you to.
That's because I trust you.
Yeah, I wanted you to like me, Josh. That's the only reason I told you
I
that.
do like you, David. Very much so.
Yeah, but only after he told you
Me
that.
too, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hey, who on their 18th birthday was kissed by someone and then later that night saw the same person kissing someone else?
Reese,
Yes, Rhys.
Naomi.
No, this is also Luke.
It was me.
Point off Rhys.
Aw.
You had a busy
And
night on
then-
your 18th.
Oh, no.
And they vomited too. It was pretty gross.
Oh,
Was it pizza?
It was not pizza. It was although I did bring some to the birthday.
they drank 5 of Luke's beers and then yeah.
Can you
Two
say what?
Smirnoff double blacks.
Were you working for was it Eagle Boys or like
Dominoes. Oh, Eagle Boys.
Dominoes?
Is Eagle Boys a real? Was that Greg Larson tweet? Who tweeted Eagle Boys?
Eagle Boys is real, but maybe it's like a semi. Like Newcastle had Eagle Boys.
Yeah, I always thought Eagle Boys was more WA, but maybe because we didn't have it in Tassie.
Yeah,
We
I
had
don't know what you're talking about at all.
Domino's and Pizza Hut.
We had
Maybe it was in New
Praties.
South Wales and
Praties, yeah. I talked about Praties the other day on Community Notice Board podcast, and it was trying to explain a year tis to them. No one knows what I'm talking about. It's great.
It's great.
Oh,
Go to
what? Sorry,
Praties.
did you just have an aneurysm?
A year tis. So Praties is like it's takeaway food, but it's just filled potatoes. So
Okay,
baked
but
potatoes with fillings.
what's a
year
year tis?
a year tis is a beef stroganoff on top of that.
It does sound like someone from Tasmania saying, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
Hang on. So
Like,
a year
is this
tis
a
is
potato? Yeah,
a year-
tis.
a year tis is beef stroganoff in a potato,
Yeah, so it's a baked potato with beef stroganoff poured on
and
top.
that's called a year tis.
That's a year tis.
Why does it
grow
have?
up.
Why does it have another name? Grow up. Why does it have another name?
I don't know. This is,
Well, later
Blame
on, it's called
Praties.
diarrhea.
why is a burger called a Whopper from Hungry Jack's? You've got to name it something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but that's so specific. Beef stroganoff in a potato. I guess it's a lot of syllables, so they've got to mix
Yeah,
it up.
it's crazy.
I'm sick of saying beef
Yeah.
stroganoff in a potato all the time.
I mean, the halal version, they literally named it after an abortion. Be a bit more creative.
All right. Next question.
No?
Who here recently bought an ice
They
cream
did.
maker?
Naomi,
Bottle.
Yes, Naomi.
Reese,
Yes, he did. Reese bought an ice cream maker.
I've seen the desserts.
Oh, it's so I got ice cream up in my freezer right now that I'm going to eat after this podcast. I made a caramel
Oh.
praline ice cream as the first one, and it was I bit off more than I could chew for the first one. Yeah,
Yum.
yeah. Made the
Yeah, right.
praline myself.
Just sincerely
Sorry,
engaging
fellas,
with that.
I'm taken and I'm stacking on weight.
Who here was given a sex and drug education book by their dad as a present for their 17th birthday?
David.
I heard David that first.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Probably Luke.
You were correct. It was Luke. Yeah, point there for David.
was me.
How horny does Luke seem in this game? today?
It was a. He said he rather than the birds and bees chat, he
He said, I can't be bothered. Have this.
there was a book on my bed, and when I got into my room, he goes, "You should read that," and it was about sex and drugs and making it from
Rock and
18 to
roll.
25, I think it was called. It like went into detail about condoms and positions and drugs and their side effects. It was So it was a pretty good read, actually.
Yeah.
And was this like a couple weeks ago?
This was. I always bring it with me if I think I'm going to do the deed.
Did they give it to you as a gift for finishing lukewarm sex?
What's that? Sorry.
Did they give it to you when you finished lukewarm sex, as a present?
No, that was pre-doco. Pre-doco.
Oh, I understand.
Do you think that book set you back, maybe?
Oh no, I can't blame the book. I would have sued them otherwise. No, it was all me.
Next question. Who here owns a copy of the screenplay of The Room signed by Tommy Wiseau?
Luke.
Yes, Luke.
Naomi.
Yes, she does. Point there for Luke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love cringe core.
It just seems like a cool thing to own.
Well, you didn't buy it for yourself, though, did you?
No, I bought it for my boyfriend. But I just ticked the box that said signed copy, and Tommy signed it to me. And then it said, "Dear Naomi, like, you know, shoot for the stars" or something. And then I told my boyfriend, I was like, I got you a present, but I asked for a signed copy. They signed it to me, and he looked really sad because he told me later he thought I'd gotten him something from Radiohead. Don't have that kind of money. And he looked really sad, but then when I gave it to him, he's like, "Oh, this is perfect that it's signed to you, and it's for me," because of course he fucked it up.
Right.
That's funny.
I once got my partner, Kyron, very early on in our dating. It might have been his first birthday that we were together. I panicked and ordered him a signed, because I was like 20, thought that people like signed things. And I got him, he really likes Ben Folds, and I got him a signed Ben Folds guitar.
Yep, because he plays piano, but that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good instrument.
Yeah, and he will never, ever let me forget it. Like, brings it up kind of every 6 months about how weird a present it is and how, like, not right it is.
And now
he even let me know on the day, like, this is a weird present.
I think he's still holding on to the fact that you didn't want to do a podcast with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to, when we're at our wedding, he's going to bring it up in his vows and then leave me.
And our final question for the pod. Who here was once heckled by a man shouting, "Focus"?
Naomi.
Rhys.
Yes, Naomi.
Luke.
No, that was David Quirk. A point off Naomi, yes.
I could have used that feedback, though, on mini gigs.
Yeah, it did wonders for me, Luke.
Now, you didn't tell me this, David, but last week I had Stuart Goldsmith on the pod, and he told this story when I mentioned that you were doing the live show, and he told this story on the pod, which I edited out, going, I'll use that myself. I won't let
See you,
David.
Naomi.
Yeah, bye. She's done.
I'm sorry, I was just bored. No, my dog was scratching at the fucking door.
What do you think is the worst one you've, like, Luke, what's the worst thing anyone's ever said? Like, I've had someone say, pretty early on, I was bombing like beautifully, and a very old woman, while leaving very slowly because she was so old, said to her husband, "I think I've seen just about enough of what this boy is trying to do."
Did you hear her say that?
Yes, like it was that dead silent enough.
That's awesome.
That is not exaggerated. A comedian, the MC, Greg Sullivan, it was in Brisbane, brought me on as Ryan Nichols. So it's like,
yeah.
At least it's not Rhys Nicholson there.
Yeah.
Is your SNL audition?
Yeah.
Tina Feyler.
It was Lord Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
Did it help you, David, when he yelled out "Focus"?
No, my woodwork teacher said the exact same thing to me once, but I don't remember if it helped, to be honest. But I do recall being in London doing an awful Junglers gig, which Rhys, you'd probably know of those.
Mm-hmm.
From years ago, and anyone else who's been to the UK would know of these. I don't know how
they don't exist anymore.
They don't, thank God. But I recall on a Saturday night just being booed en masse. Just a straight up boo. And so I thought that was that's as good as it gets.
I've never bombed, so
yeah, you wouldn't know what it's like.
No. At the end,
can't bomb on Twitch.
Trust me, you can.
At the end of the game, the scores are: Naomi, you're on 1 point.
Woo!
David, you're on 4 points. Rhys, you're on 5 points, but our winner on 7 points is Luke McGregor.
Hey,
The Ghostbuster himself.
Finally, something going well for Luke.
About time.
Now,
Finally,
thank
my
you
time to
all.
shine.
Thank you all for playing. Now, Luke, because you win, you get to plug whatever you want to plug first. Obviously, Rosehaven is on the final season.
I want to plug Naomi on Twitch.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Have you watched me, Luke?
Yes.
Really? No. You haven't. Do you want me to do an example of what I do on Twitch?
Yeah, what do you do on Twitch? Let's see a little sneak preview.
This is basically it.
Okay, so there's a little is it a flower dancing?
Yeah.
And
Just
your
moving.
face is,
Her face
I
has
don't
changed.
like what
No, it
you've
hasn't.
done
I
to your
don't think
face.
so.
I don't think it's changed at all. I think it's
It looks-
exactly.
It looks a little different.
Are you
I
kidding?
don't like
No.
it.
No, it's the
like
same.
No,
You look
it's just
older.
a flower.
Yeah.
Could someone get her screen up big? Because that's tripping me out.
You know
Is
who would love?
this what people are fucking doing?
Yeah.
You know who would love this, David? Your friend Ghislaine. She
Yeah.
would
She
love
would
this channel.
love this kitty winks. No, well, that's a different Ghislaine you're talking about. But anyway, yeah.
My Rhys, you asked me what my worst gig was. Now, if this happened, it would be a gift from God, I think. But at the time, I was too new. I didn't know how to deal with it. But I was doing a joke about. I had a joke about how everything's labelled nowadays and how you can't. Like there must have been a stage where everyone was just drinking toilet duck. And I said it. I said it. I can't remember what the joke was, but I said, was there a stage where everyone was like, if this is good for my toilet, they started drinking toilet duck, and this lady stood up and faced the audience and said, "I use toilet duck on my toilet," and then sat down. And I was just silent and didn't know how to handle it, so I just moved on.
I mean, that is the perfect way to handle it, though. I think.
It's a great plug too, Luke. Rhys, Rhys, where can people find you?
They can find me on all the social things. As Rhys Nicholson, my OnlyFans.
Hey.
And go to
Cute.
when things are all back to normal, go to the Comedy Republic in Melbourne on Burke Street,
Yes.
where I
Great room.
believe this podcast happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was going to happen on the weekend, but it didn't.
Oh,
Hey,
Sorry.
David.
Yeah, we cancelled him. It
I
wasn't
showed
because
up.
of the lockdown. We just cancelled
Yeah,
him.
Luke was there.
I was there, got
Josh?
arrested.
Luke, David, where can
Yeah.
people find you? You're on Instagram a lot.
About 7:30 in the morning, I'm downstairs doing this breathing stuff. Just knock. It's not that great to watch, but I'll hang out with you. I don't know, feeding the birds as well. Similar time, actually.
Well, you can see
Yeah.
Dave on Rosehaven as well. You can.
And
see,
I'm on
Yeah.
Rosehaven.
Yeah.
Please do watch the last season; is incredible. No, it's a lockdown, and I'm waiting to get back on stage. So come to Comedy Republic. Actually, I'll be doing shows there soon.
Don't give it away, Luke. But the final episode of Rosehaven, is it like a 6 Feet Under where you just see how every character dies on the show? Is that how it ends?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for giving away 6 Feet Under. It's not like I just started watching it or anything.
Well,
Yeah,
it's 20
I'm
years
only-
old, Naomi.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
think you've got.
Yeah, but I'm only up to season 2.
I'm not.
I mean, Rachel Griffiths is doing documentaries about the Archibald. That's how long ago it was.
I'm only up to the second season of.
Well, I don't give anything in this plotline away. You don't know
Well,
people
now I know
die.
that all the characters are going to die eventually in their
Yeah,
lives.
yes, that's all it is.
And look, can I just check? Is it still too late to get a little role on Rosehaven, or is it?
No, we gotta-
It just seems like
we'll
every
do a-
other character, every other comedian.
You can play Man with
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw 2.
We'll
Okay,
be
great.
doing a Christmas special maybe at some point.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
who
Well, I actually
possibly.
don't celebrate Christmas, so that's.
Can I
And
play a street urchin?
Naomi, while we're doing
Yeah.
plugs, where can people find you, Naomi?
Twitter, Instagram, and yes, unfortunately, I'm on Twitch. I've been doing a lot of rants on my Instagram stories, which people are liking. So
What game are you playing right now, Naomi?
a lot of SnowRunner.
I've
At
heard
the
that's really good.
It's not. It's nice. It's nice to play games that don't try to have a personality, And I just tonight actually I finished up a bracket tournament I was doing on trying to find the best song on Glee sung by Will Schuster, the teacher. So the winner was Thong Song. If you're interested.
Yeah, a lot of white man rapping on that show. Anyway,
Yes.
hey, thanks everyone for coming on board this. We might do it again next week. So Well, keep your eyes and ears peeled to the socials. Hey, thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.
Just leave this Zoom open until Josh comes back on next week.
Yeah, bye everyone. Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Love everyone's guts.
Love you all. Bye.
All
Godspeed,
right.
etc.
If everyone leaves, I don't know if I can kick everyone out. I'm going to stop the recording.